Hi, this is Eva Pohler here with Tuesday Tea, and I'd like to share with you how you can use Picmonkey to create better posts for your social media efforts. I've opened up my Picmonkey screen, as you can see here, and when I'd like to make an image, I can simply click over here on Create New, and I have all these choices. I can choose to pull up an image from my computer that I can edit. I can create a blank canvas. I can choose from a number of Picmonkey's pre-designed templates. I can use stock photos. There's both the free ones with Unsplash, and then there are some other stock photos that you can pay a minimal fee to be able to have the license to use. I can also pull up files from these other places if I'd like to, but I'd like to show you how specifically for social media, starting with a blank canvas can be helpful. Because when you click blank canvas, you'll see this box open up that gives you the exact sizes that you need for various social media posts. So if I want to do a Facebook post, I could click here. If I want to create a Facebook story, I could click here. Instagram story, Instagram post. Also up here on under Facebook, when I need to make a new group cover or Facebook page cover, the dimensions are all right here for me. Same thing with LinkedIn, Pinterest. If I want to create a new pin, I can start over here and get the optimal size for a good pin. Snapchat, Tumblr, Twitch, Twitter. I use the Twitter post to make sure that my Twitter images are appearing through the Twitter feed. I've also got YouTube. And then when I want to use print sizes, this is helpful, as well as video, like if I want to need to make a thumbnail for a YouTube video. And then online ads, like when I need to make a BookBub ad, I go over here and use this online ad size, and there are others as listed as well. They also have ideal sizes for your Kindle book covers, Wattpad book covers, and then other formats here available. But I'd like to show you how I use an Instagram post. So if I click on the Instagram post immediately, it'll bring up the size of an Instagram post as a blank canvas now for me to operate on. And so what I tend to do is I just make it a little smaller so I have more room on the screen to work. And then I want to add a photo. And what I like to do to add some kind of image is I come up here, I choose add image, and I get this drop down box, and I like to add a stock photo. So I'll come over here and I'll get all of these the free ones are the Unsplash. You can also look at other iStock types photos, but you have to pay for those. But the Unsplash ones are free. And so sometimes what I'll do is I'll come in here and I might put in something like coffee table. And if I put in coffee table, I'll get all these images of coffee tables, and I might look at one and see, hey, is there one that I could put an image of my book on if I zeroed in and made it a little smaller? Another search phrase that I put in there might be couch. And I did this the other day. I typed in couch, and I really enjoyed the way this one right here looked. So I clicked on it. I said add image, and I put it up here on this screen so I knew that it was a perfect square for Instagram. But it was bigger than what I wanted because my book would be quite small here. So what I ended up doing was cropping it down to the part that I want by clipping on crop canvas. And now I can kind of bring the image in a little tighter by the pillow where I'm planning on putting my book. I squeezed it in. I made sure it was still a nice square at 564 by 564. And then I applied the crop, and I could resize it back up to the 1080 by 1080 so that it's just right for Instagram. Another thing that I could have done is, instead of starting with the blank canvas, I could have just gone directly to the stock photos, and since I knew the dimensions were 1080 by 1080, I could have simply cropped the photo down. And now what I can do is simply insert a picture that I already have of one of my books and put it right there in front of the pillow simply by adding an image from my computer. This will take you directly to your own computer. I can scroll down and look for the right one. I have several different images that I've already created, but I think this one right here is the best. And so I get this picture of my book cover on a tablet, and I make it look more proportionate to the pillow and the couch, or what a tablet would look like. And to make it look more realistic, I could come over here to effects and add a drop shadow. And so to kind of, I can change how intense it is. I can change the angle. And since I noticed that the shadows are on the left-hand side of the pillow, it makes sense that the shadow on this tablet should also be towards the left-hand side. So I just move the angle of the shadow around until I get it to where I think it looks about right. And I can also change the distance so that it is a little bit similar to the distance that we see on the pillow, and even can fade in and out the shadow so that it's a little more consistent with the shadows that are currently in the image. And right there is an excellent example of a post that I could put on Instagram showing off one of my books. So that's just one method that you can use for Picmonkey. If you're not showing off books, if you want to make some, maybe some inspirational quotes and things like that, you can simply start over with something new. You'll find that there are quite a few templates that are available. And just like with the stock photos, you can do a search. So for example, maybe I want to do something with summer, since summer is coming up, and there's all these really cool templates of people near the beach or with palm trees and different things like that. I can simply click on any one of these and turn it into something for Instagram. So for example, here, instead of using this summer giveaway, I could click on this template and change the wording, and I could put some kind of inspirational quote in its place, such as I could put, let's see, I might put never for that. And then here I could put, oops, never, sorry about that. I might want to put that back down, not quite so big, just a little bit smaller. Maybe take off the all shades. I can come over here and click on that and then simply delete that layer. And then where it says giveaway, I might want to change it to never give up. Then take off this icon here. And now I have a new post for Instagram with an inspirational saying, never give up. And so Picmonkey offers you all kinds of ways that you can create posts for social media. If I wanted to make a Twitter post, I could come over here to the blank canvas, scroll down to this Twitter size here, Twitter post. And then I could come over, maybe I want to do something with books, so I could come over here and I could add an image, perhaps something from the stock photos, and maybe I want something with books. So I could do a little search for books in the stock photos, the free ones, and find something here that I might want to add my own book to. So I see this stack of books here. That would be fun. I could add this image to the Twitter post, stretch it, I might minimize it a little bit so that I can have more room to work with, stretch it out a little bit, and then I could add something in front of it or to the side of it that of my own, or I might just use that for my Twitter post. But if I wanted to add an image from my own computer, I could come over here and find something that might look good situated in front of the stack. Maybe something like, let's see, if I have something already kind of handy, maybe something like this. I could bring this over, maybe tilt it a little bit so that it looks like it's kind of leaning against the books. And then again, if I wanted to come over here and add a drop shadow, figure out, let's see, to kind of make it look like it actually is leaning up against the books. And there you have it. That would make a great Twitter post for showing off hunting Prometheus. So as you can see, even the free version of Picmonkey has a lot of options here for you. You can also, for, I think it's like $4.99 a month, you can get more options that you can use for making your posts. And by the way, to save this, you would just simply click download. You'd have the option of saving it as a JPEG or as a PNG file, download it onto your computer. If you go to the $4.99 deal, you'll have this hub where all of your images are saved into your hub. And I'll just show you what mine looks like. So here are several things that I've made by using stock photos. You can see the one that I just made for you here. I had already done one similar to that. All these images came from stock photos from the Unsplash, and then I just added my own book photo to it, like this coffee table over here. If you go to my Instagram, you'll see some of these. But I've also been able to make like Facebook posts, and I've also made, like, this was a Twitter header. So I can just show you this, a Twitter header that I made here on Picmonkey that's perfect for changing the profile on Twitter to show that I am, got some books in Kindle Unlimited. So when you look at my hub, you see quite a few things that I've made. And so just by paying $4.99, if I don't want to download these images to my computer, or if I do download them, I'll still be able to find them over here in my in the hub. Now for a little bit more, I think it's something like, maybe it's still cheap, like $8 or $9 a month, you can get something called a brand kit, which I don't have yet, but I'm planning to upgrade. If I wanted to upgrade, let's see. So the pro plan would be $10 a month. And I think right now I'm paying $4.99 a month. But for $10 a month, I could get what's called a brand kit, where I can have saved certain fonts, colors, and images that are maybe templates, graphics that are part of my brand. And so if you run a blog that has a particular brand and you want to save yourself the time of, you know, having to find the right color and so forth, you could create a brand kit for yourself by paying $10 a month. But I have found that the $4.99 a month is enough for me to get the best bang for my buck here. I just, even though my colors aren't saved, another thing you can do, let me just give you an example, is if you were to create a blank canvas and maybe you wanted to create an Instagram story. And so as you're coming over here and you're going to put in some text and you want to add text that's your color, I can come over here and click on this white and change it. And there are some standard colors here that I can choose from. None of these are my brand colors though. My brand color tends to be more of a teal. And what I can do is once I find it, once I find that color, what I could do is save it. Like say I find that, let's see, my color tends to be about right here. So I can then copy this code for the color. And then, you know, every time I can write it down somewhere, and every time I want to use that color, I can simply come in here and edit the color to what I need. Picmonkey will also save my most recently used colors for me. So when I'm using it, I should be able to find this color easily in my recently used. So I hope this was helpful for you to see that even using the free version can help you with your social media posts. There's so many options here, and I didn't even get into the different kinds of other edits that you can use: crop, resize, rotate, change the background color, change the exposures. There's other tools here like effects. Something that I like to use often are the graphics, and back down in here you can do a search for graphics. I like often to come down here to these elements and bring in stars to make my post a little more sparkly. There's fireworks, there's fire, smoke, where you can kind of blot some things out if you want to. There's also thematic things here that you can use, like at Christmas time, if you wanted to do like a winter wonderland. It shows you some good text that you could choose. It gives you some nice effects that you could choose, different graphics that are related to a winter wonderland. So there's also textures. This is another nice one I like to do. Like if you want to make your background glittery, you could come over here and you could choose something to kind of glitter it up. So Picmonkey has so many helpful tools, and it's unlike Photoshop. It's really, I mean, Photoshop is excellent, of course, but Photoshop costs a lot of money, and it's a little bit more difficult to use. You have to learn how to use it, where this is user friendly. You just click on what you want, and basically, you know, you just add it in. So I highly recommend that you give Picmonkey a try, at least the free version. I'll have a link at the bottom of this video where you can click to join. There's also tips and tutorials on Picmonkey itself. In fact, let me see, if you go home, I could click over here on Learn. There's a drop-down menu, and you could go through Getting Started, which is basically some of the stuff that I just showed you. But if you clicked on Tips and Tutorials, you would see over here, not only can you start a free trial, which I think lasts a month. If you come over here, you'll find that there are several different areas of learning that you can do. The tutorials right here, if you were to click on it, you can still even further find more, like make your own phone wallpaper, create a photo sketch with Edge Sketch, how to make a vision board, create a brand color palette from an image. So many different tutorials here that you can learn from. Graphic design, photo editing, shows you how to do all of these different things with the stock photos or templates that they have available for you. So I hope you'll give this a try. I hope this was helpful. If so, please give this video a thumbs up. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe, and I'll see you around. Thank you.